Thanks for the question. I think, and I'll yield to Chair Neguse to talk a little bit about the messaging that we plan to convey during this August recess. But the breadth of the bills and the legislation that we have been able to accomplish here in Congress under the leadership of President Biden has been huge. And the Inflation Reduction Act is one very large piece of that. For me personally, when we go back home, talking about the investments in climate, the dollars that are going out into our communities to help mitigate the climate crisis, investing in wildfire prevention techniques and services, those are things that are meaningful back home in the West. Every member is going to talk about different aspects of this differently, but the Infrastructure and Jobs Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, CHIPS and Science Act, these are monumental pieces of legislation. And it's important for us when we get back home to talk about them. But the 1-year anniversary of the Inflation Reduction Act is so impactful, reducing the cost of insulin for seniors to $35. These are things that families care about, and it's our job to convey them. And Leader Jeffries says this in this context. It's not to praise us. It's not to say thank you for delivering that. It's to say trust us, because when we get the majority again, those are the types of benefits that we're going to help deliver for the American public. Chair Neguse.
Chairman Aguilar is precisely right. And with respect to the Inflation Reduction Act in particular, members of Congress, I think you're going to see members of our caucus across the country, coast to coast, in the heartland on August 16th, the 1-year anniversary of the Inflation Reduction Act's enactment, visiting with their constituents, talking about the various ways in which that particular piece of legislation has had an outsized impact on our economic growth, on creating a clean energy boom with respect to jobs, the various investments that Chairman Aguilar noted that are very important for those of us in the West with respect to communities like mine and his that are facing the growing threat of looming wildfires, visiting with seniors about the $35 insulin cap, incredibly important provision, literally life-saving for so many seniors across the country, would not exist but for President Biden's leadership and the leadership of congressional Democrats last year. So you will certainly see us out and about with our communities, in our communities, talking about the work that we have done and the work that we intend to continue doing with their help.
Wow, friends, I have bad news to share with you this Friday. The United States is expected to soon be drowning in debt as interest costs continue to rise and inflation remains. Older Americans are set to receive extra financial assistance in select states and cities nationwide. My dearest friends, the lowest income households will be eligible for rebates of $1,000. That is up from $650. Please make sure that you watch until the end of this video to learn more about this. Also, in a video later today, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. My friends, if you would like to enter these weekly giveaways, all you need to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, dear friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. According to new research, the United States government could be submerged in debt over the next few decades. It is something that could lead to a disaster for markets and our economy. A research firm pointed to a recent projection from the Congressional Budget Office, which predicted the ratio of federal debt to GDP would nearly double from 98% in 2023 to 181% by the year 2053. In an alternative scenario, which was drafted by the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, the debt to GDP ratio could soar even higher than that. Analyst Stephen Pavlik has said, those projections depict the government drowning in debt. That could spell trouble for the United States, given the current macro environment, where interest rates have been raised aggressively to control inflation. Fed officials have raised interest rates aggressively over the past year to tame inflation. It is a move that's raised the cost of borrowing for millions of debt holders. Currently, interest rates are at the highest level since 2001, with the federal funds rate target being raised to 5.25% to 5.5% in July. Meanwhile, the government's debt servicing costs hit $475 billion in 2022. That is up 35% from the $352 billion spent to service the national debt in 2021. Debt servicing costs will likely increase to $663 billion this year, with total interest payments on the debt potentially mounting to nearly $11 trillion over the next 10 years. Rising debt servicing costs pose trouble for markets and the economy. Stocks and the economy are already on shaky footing as high rates tighten financial conditions and raise the risk of a recession. Though more economists are warming up to the possibility of a soft landing, the New York Fed has priced in a 67% chance that the economy will tip into a downturn by June 2024. Another slowdown in hiring last month showed the post-crisis labor market is officially over for the United States economy. The U.S. economy added 187,000 jobs in July. That is the fewest number since December 2020, and well below the average job gains of 312,000 per month seen over the last year. And for some Wall Street economists, this report serves as another sign the post-crisis labor market rush to hire is over. Last year, there were more than 6.3 million new jobs added to the economy, the most since 1940, when the Bureau of Labor Statistics began tracking these figures. In 2021, the U.S. economy added 4.13 million jobs, which had been the most since 1984, before last year's record figures. Together, these 10.4 million jobs more than offset the 8.74 million jobs lost during the 2020 as a result of the crisis. Thousands of older and disabled Pennsylvania residents will qualify for help from a landmark state property tax rebate program after Democratic Governor Josh Shapiro signed a major expansion into law today. The program, which provides a partial refund on rent or property taxes paid the previous year, offers a financial cushion to some of Pennsylvania's most vulnerable residents. But the number of people receiving the benefit has fallen every year since 2009, after state lawmakers failed to update the income limits in order to qualify. The new law reverses that decline and seeks to prevent it going forward. An estimated 173,000 Pennsylvania households will be newly eligible, while roughly 400,000 current recipients will receive a boost in the dollar value of the rebates. The income limits will also be adjusted for inflation each year to ensure that small, routine increases to Social Security benefits do not knock people out of the program. It is a major factor in the shrinking number of residents receiving help. For Governor Josh Shapiro, expanding the property tax and rent rebate program fulfills a key campaign promise. Despite reservations from Republican lawmakers about the potential for automatic spending increases, the bill passed the State House with widespread bipartisan support and was unanimously approved by the State Senate. The rebate program had not received a comprehensive update since 2006, despite repeated attempts by state lawmakers from both parties to stem the decline. The lowest income households will be eligible for rebates of $1,000. That is up from $650, which was the previous maximum. Well, my beautiful and my most amazing friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this evening. My dearest friends, in a video later today, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. So please make sure that you do stay tuned for that video. My friends, if you would like to enter these weekly giveaways, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you, friends, and have a wonderful and very blessed Friday.